Hello guys, now I want to show my presentation about the analysis of poem by the title Mending poem by Robert Frost. Okay, now the first I want to talk about form or structure of this poem. Blank verse is the basic form of this poem, but few lines line up in a K-step iams typical of blank verse 5 parallel. Mending does not follow any particular poetic form. It's not a sonnet, for example, or a villanelle. This poem is only one stanza of 46 lines, written in a blank verse. The author maintains 5 stressed syllables every line, but he varies the feet extensively to maintain the natural spoken quality of the verse. There are no stanza breaks, clear ending rhymes, or rhyming patterns, but many of the endings have something in common. For example, walls, hill, spars, sunrise, object, rocks, intents, and lines. Vocabulary is all parts without fancy words. Everything is short, only one word, and another consists of 3 syllables. So the next, I want to talk about sound device. The first is rhyme. This poem has internal rhymes that are slanted and smooth. Mending is blank verse. Although the poem does not have a regular rhyme scheme, it does sometimes contain slanted and perfect rhymes, which often serve to emphasize certain moments of literary intensity, and there is none the use of the fancy word in the poem. All words are short and conversational, and this is probably the reason why every word on the Mending brings out the perfect condition and sound resonating so perfectly. So the second is metaphor. There are 2 metaphors contained in this poem, namely walls, an apple, and pine trees. There are 2 metaphors contained in this poem. The first is the wall which they built. It comes to represent division between people, things that kept them apart. When he asked his neighbor why they had to stand the wall, the neighbor answered vaguely, "A good fence makes a good neighbor." The speaker cannot see practicality in this statement. Therefore, the wall that they built to separate them from others are sometimes erected based on things that they have heard before, but have no practical application. So the second is the pine tree and apple tree. Pine and apple tree are metaphors for their differences. Pine trees often symbolize long life. He used it as a metaphor here to explain how his neighbor is carrying on his father's tradition. The third is alliteration. In this poem, there is alliteration, the author repeating initial as sounds in spill and sun in line 3, and the word stone and stone in line 40. So the fourth is assonance. The author continues to repeat sounds, this time to short I sounds with assonance in line 48. Spring is the mischief in me. Finally, the author used repetition several times to show the difference between what he and his neighbor think. So the next I want to discuss about the theme of this poem. The main theme of the poem is inspiration, exploration, curiosity, and the need for the gap the poet finds in the poem. This poem presents a clash between 2 neighbors. However, they met every year in the spring to repair the walls, but the speaker could not understand the need for walls between their farms. So the author debated the function of the wall and how it affected their relationship. The next verse argued that walls actually enhance relationship because they allow people to treat each other fairly and prevent conflict. Meanwhile, according to the author, the wall is barrier to the relationship between the author and his neighbors, because with the presence or not of these walls, they will not fight over their agricultural product. And so, according to the writer, this wall will cause conflict between them. But the writer of this poem does not conclude which of the words was correct. So the writer does ask his reader to decide for himself who is right and who is wrong, and to make decision about the usefulness of walls, borders, and other political and physical instruments that divide people. Okay, I think it's enough this presentation, and I want to ask sorry if I have any mistake, and the last see you in the next presentation. Thank you.